Ladies and gentlemen, we are live as this is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Welcome everyone to BX Sports Yard Network. I am Austin, one of MMA Weekly, Austin and Chef Dan, and this video, the big one's here, UFC 300. I'm doing full preview breakdown of every fight in this card. Normally I don't do all fights on the card when I usually do the breakdowns, but I usually do the main card typically. But this card is stacked so well that I have to break down each fight. It's gonna be a long video, a longer video than usual, but gotta do it. I mean, look at it. I mean, this card is stacked. And before I do that, I just want to excuse me, just want to talk about real quick the stack meter. It's what I think of it. It's at a 10, obviously. It's not 10. Stack card, top to bottom, one of the most stacked cards in UFC history. This and 299 back-to-back pay-per-views have been freaking stacked. It's incredible when you think about how stacked both cards are. Now, and the way Dana White handled it, the promotion and the build-up for building the card 300 was not great at all. He did a terrible job. Like, Dana White was awful, overpromised things. Oh, don't get me wrong, this card is great, but if Dana White had marketed better and promoted it a lot better instead of like really hyping it up, telling about stuff you never thought about, thought you never see, and just talking about, hey, we're gonna do the best card possible and gave us this, more people would have been going earlier would have been more excited for this card. Don't get me wrong, everyone in the MMA community is excited now, rightfully so, because this card is freaking phenomenal, stacked, top to bottom. But if Dana White should have promoted it, marketed it better than he did. He did not do a good job in terms of promoting the fights he was making for this card. But that's the past, and I don't know why I stayed there. But besides the point, we got UFC 300 here. We're less than a week away. I can't wait. I am excited for this card. I mean, like I said, 10 stack meter, 10 out of 10. I mean, it's just too damn good. I mean, I am trying to think like the fight I'm looking forward to the most. Man, I'm just probably the BMF title. It's not a championship. I don't consider it a championship, but Gaethje and Holloway. For me, that's the fight I'm looking forward to the most for obvious reasons. I mean, Gaethje Holloway. Do I need to say much? That fight's gonna deliver. We know it's gonna deliver, no matter what. And thank you for everyone watching, listening to us, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, Google, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all podcasting platforms, video platforms, Twitter, etc. Appreciate the love and support you guys give us. I want to mention that. So let's get started. Let's just break down the card. We're going to start with the first fight of the card, which is, I can't believe it's the opening fight of the card. This is crazy. Deiveson Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt. As Deiveson Figueiredo comes into this fight, the number 8 ranked bantamweight in the world, come on victor over Rob Font back in December. In a fight that I did not expect him to win. I thought Figueiredo was going to lose that fight because I did watch along for that fight card in Austin, and I thought Figueiredo was going to lose, but he proved me wrong and able to beat Rob Font. An impressive victory, his bantamweight debut, taking on a former bantamweight champion, Cody Garbrandt. Oh yeah, but I forgot to mention, this fight's got, I think they said 12 former world champions. Now, I don't know if they're including interim titles because the guys who are current I should say former, but current former champions. I know it's Garbrandt, Figueiredo, Andrade, Holly Holm, Yuri Proska, Aljamain Sterling, Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, Jang Lee, Jamal Hill, and Alex Pereira. So 11 champions. I guess they're counting H's interim belt, which I don't count. I don't think anyone should. But still, 11 former world champion and current champions on this card is impressive as fuck if you think about it. So I want to mention that real quick. You got two former champions fighting each other. Figueiredo was the champion 125. Garbrandt was champion 135. And this fight, I'm going by the odds makers. I'm going by UFC.com. By the way, no betting advice. I'm not getting betting advice. I'm telling the odds because people do like gamble and stuff, especially when it comes to combat sports. I'm just telling you what the odds are. You decide what you want to do. I'm not telling you need to bet this guy or this girl. I'm not telling you that. I don't get betting advice, but just like to throw it out there. I say every time. I keep saying it because I don't want someone betting and then something goes wrong and they blame me and start bitching at me. Don't want to deal with that shit. Cody Garbrandt is a plus 250 underdog. Davidson Figueroa minus 310 favorite. And I've heard people make the argument why Cody Garbrandt is probably gonna can beat Davidson Figueroa because Cody has a more athletic and also he's a couple years younger than Davidson Figueroa ends on a row. Garbrandt's coming off of back-to-back victories. His last victory was against Brian Kelleher in I think December too, if I'm mistaken, in the undercard with Kobe Covington and Leon Edwards, UFC 296. If I'm mistaken, that's when he beat Brian Kelleher, Cody Garbrandt. So I think both guys like 4-month turnarounds from the last fights. But and plus Cody Garbrandt does have power and good stand up to catch Figueiredo and hurt him. But my thing is, I just think Figueiredo's Cody Garbrandt's on a roll, but I think Figueiredo's fought better competition. No, I don't think. I know he's fought better competition than Cody Garbrandt. He's fought better competition. He looks better at 135 than all that weight at 125. Considering Davidson Figueiredo had a hard time making that weight towards the end, and he's looked way better at 135. Doesn't have to weight cut, doesn't drain his energy. And one thing about Figueiredo is that Figueiredo, if I remember, you use some grappling exchange. They use grappling to mix it up to draw off Rob Font. That's something I can see him doing with Cody Garbrandt, using grappling wrestling to draw off Cody Garbrandt and keep it more honest. Now, Cody Garbrandt does have a wrestling background. To be fair, and does train. Well, I don't think he does anymore, but I know for a while he did train at Team Alpha Male, where they have a lot of those wrestlers, especially smaller wrestlers over there in Sacramento. So there's that. But I just think Figueiredo's going to win because Figueiredo has confidence. He's he's fought better competition recently, and Cody Garbrandt's chinny as fuck. Let's not act like he ain't chinny. Yes, can Cody Garbrandt can he catch Figueiredo? Yes, he can. Does Figueiredo have the best footwork? Not really. Has Cody Garbrandt used footwork in the past when fights? Yeah. Can Cody, maybe attack the legs? Yeah, he could. But I just think with Cody Garbrandt, the problem is you're expecting him to be patient and more calculated than he has been in previous fights. Normally, Garbrandt's been his downfall is that he gets wild and just getting these brawls, and just gets caught and then dropped and knocked out. And I know his last two fights he's been more patient and stuff, but those guys aren't the caliber of Davidson Figueiredo, not in terms of power, striking, or pedigree. In terms of the type of fighter those two opponents were. I forget Cody's other opponent that he beats before Kelleher, but still. And plus, Cody's chinny as fuck. I mean, even Cody's trying to be more patient. If he gets caught by Figueiredo, he can be wobble and hurt. I mean, he did catch Rob Font several times in the striking exchange, especially later in that fight. If I remember, it was later in the fight he did catch Rob Font, but I know Rob Font didn't get finished. But the thing is, Rob Font's never been finished. He can get dropped and hurt, but not finished. And Cody Garbrandt has been finished before in his past. We know that from Dillashaw, the Pedro Munoz, etc. And basically, Figueroa's got power. All it takes is one to catch Cody Garbrandt, get hurt. And if he does catch Cody Garbrandt, I can see Cody definitely going back to his old wild ways and just be, oh, you hit me, I hit you bad, be crazy and brawling, and Figueroa catching him and dropping him. I do see that coming. I think in the second round, I think Davidson Figueroa will catch Cody Garbrandt, hurt him. Cody will go crazy in wild exchanges, and then Figueroa will catch him and drop him and finish him. Personally, I see a second round knockout TKO for Davidson Figueroa. Personally, even though, like I said, it's possible Cody does catches Davidson and hurt him, and he's able to use his athleticism and footwork to avoid some of Figueroa's punches and catch him looking. But I can totally see that. But at the same time, we thought Rob Font could use his boxing, his jab, his better technical boxing to catch Figueiredo, and that didn't do shit against him. It's possible Figueiredo could somehow neutralize that in here, like he did against he did against Rob Font. Plus, I view Rob Font's a higher level fighter, better fighter now at this stage compared to Cody Garbrandt. You know, Cody was a former champion, but still, yeah, I'm going Davidson Figueiredo second round TKO KO. We'll transition from that fight to next fight in this card in the lightweight division between number 14 ranked Bobby Green against Jim Miller. Unlike Jim Miller, Jim Miller's on a win streak. He won his last fight back in January. He's making a quick turnaround, 3 months. And then Bobby Green's also a semi-quick turnaround. Well, no, not semi. I guess it's kind of a quick turnaround, but not as quick as 3 months. I mean, 4 months is a deep. I mean, you can call it a quick turnaround if you want. It's a case to be made, but 2 months, 3 months, I consider that more of a quick turnaround. This is me, but Bobby Green's coming off that devastating knockout loss to Jalen Turner back in December, where the ref stopped it a little bit late, very very late, and Bobby Green took a lot of damage shots after getting dropped and knocked out. And he's coming off that loss. That was 4 months ago. He's going against a guy in Jim Miller who still got knockout power. In one of his recent fights, he got an impressive, beautiful left knockout. I think it was a left hook, overhand left knockout. It was in the past year. It wasn't his last fight. I think it might be his second last fight, if I remember correctly. I'm just trying to see the win streak was on. Oh, he's on a 2-fight win streak. Okay, I thought he was on a longer win streak. Okay, he's won 5 of his last 6 fights. Okay, that's what the name of Jim Miller is. That he's won 5 of his last 6 fights, including a 2-fight win streak. So I was just checking here on the UFC website to see what his win streak was, but that's why I was looking at my phone. But this fight and the Gaethje Holloway fight are for me the 2 toughest fights to call in terms of like who I'm picking to win their fights. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of these matchups are close, but these 2 fights are the most difficult for me to determine who I think is going to win. But I've been thinking about it a lot recently, and I'm gonna go with the underdog, Jim Miller, to get this fight, to get the victory. As Jim Miller is an underdog, I'm trying to see UFC odds. He's a plus 150 underdog. Bobby Green's a minus 180 favorite. Excuse me. I just think getting knocked out that badly by Jalen Turner, then doing a 4-month turnaround against someone like Jim Miller, to be honest with you, I think it's a mistake for Bobby Green coming back this soon against someone who's still got knockout power. Jim Miller's 4 years old, for those of you who don't know. He fought UFC 100, 200, and 300. That was his main goal last year. He wanted to fight UFC 300. Now he got the wish. I'm glad. It's a cool. My phone dropped. Fuck. But it's a cool story, and for Jim Miller, and I'm happy to see the veteran gaining what he wants. He deserves it because Jim Miller's always been usually an entertaining fighter. It's rare to have for him have a boring fight. He might have like maybe 1 or 2, maybe at most. But Jim Miller always exciting, always delivers. They're never boring, his fights typically. And Jim Miller does have very good grappling too. Very good grappling as well. He's not just a striker, he's also a good grappler. And for a guy's age, he hasn't lost a step. Usually guys in the 155 and below, especially, really 170 and below, but like I said, especially 155 and below, once you get 35 around that age and older, you really decline. You see them really decline in their careers, typically, more so than the heavier guys. And yet Jim Miller at 40 is still a pretty good fighter, being a lot of guys who are years younger than him in their early 30s, late 20s, he's still kicking ass. And it's crazy to think that Jim Miller by next Tuesday, because I'm recording this on Tuesday, by the way, it should come out Tuesday night, but still, the fact that Jim Miller might be able to be ranked at age 40 and him being in the UFC for about 15 years, I think it was 2009 or late 08 he made his debut in the UFC, is insane. I mean, this is crazy shit. This is like almost like Glover Teixeira type of stuff. When Glover was in his late 30s, early 40s, being top 10, top 5 light heavyweights and win that light heavyweight championship at age 41, I believe. I think it was 41 he won the lightweight belt. Now, granted, it's easier to be older in those upper weight classes and still be a top fighter. I mean, than a lighter weight class, like I mentioned, but still, It kind of reminds me of that with Jim Miller in the situation. Now, can Bobby Green beat him? Yeah, because Bobby Green is a couple years younger than him, although he's 37, more athletic than him, and he's able to, than Jim Miller at this point. Jim Miller still has some of his athleticism, but still. And Bobby Green is a good wrestler and has, if I remember, a good takedown defense. Minus Islam Makhachev, but Islam Makhachev is a whole nother level of grappling. Plus, he took that fight 10 days notice. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to stop a takedown. We have 10 days notice against a world class grappler. But that's besides the point. But I think Jim Miller just has more ways to beat Bobby Green, and he's got power, knockout power. Bobby Green is coming off that devastating knockout loss to Jalen Turner 4 months earlier. I just think it's a mistake for him to come back so soon. I just think it's going to catch him. Bobby Green likes to, use his athleticism and lean back like this. For those of you who are listening, you can't see, I'm leaning back and put his hands down, and that's cost him fights before. Dustin Poirier paid for it back in the day. I think if he does that against someone like Jim Miller will probably make him pay for it too. And I think he'll catch Bobby Green and finish him somewhere in the first or second round. I think I'm gonna go Jim Miller knockout, first or second round. That's just but I can see Bobby Green winning as well. I can see Bobby Green getting a decision victory where he's able to use athleticism to avoid Jim Miller's shots and to frustrate Jim Miller and be able to attack him while Miller's missing. I could totally see that as well. Plus, Bobby Green is not known for knockout power either. Yeah, he knocked out Grant Dawson, who I don't know what the fuck that was with Grant Dawson in back in October. I don't know everything about that. Everything leading up to that for Grant Dawson just went wrong. The walkout entrance, the weird thing with Bruce Buffer, everything just went wrong for Grant Dawson. And then Quinta, who was selling homes in Long Island, New York, prior to taking that fight, who wasn't really taking his career seriously. Other than that, Bobby Green's not known for knockout power, especially one shot knockout power, or where he lets one shot drop somebody. He's not known for that. And I just don't see him dropping Jim Miller one shot. And Jim Miller hasn't been finished, I think, knocked out since 2017, 2018 by Dan Hooker, who Hooker called him with a flying knee. So, yeah, Jim Miller's got a good chin still at his age. So, yeah, I'm picking Jim Miller by first, second round knockouts. My dog made noise in the background. But anyway, but yeah, I can see Bobby Green winning as well, probably by decision, by using his athleticism, just countering Jim Miller and frustrating him. But I'm going Bobby Green. Yeah, Bobby Green could have Jim Miller, but I'm going to Jim Miller as the winner. I think. Sorry, I don't know why I can't talk. I don't know. Maybe my dog's getting distracted. But yeah, Jim Miller should win his fight first or second round knockout. I should choose that fight. The women's strawweight fight between number 4 ranked Jessica Andrade and number 6 ranked Mina Rodriguez. As Jessica strawweight champion, she's come off that victory over Mackenzie Dern back in Madison Square Garden. It was a knockout victory over Mackenzie Dern, where she dropped her I think 4 times she dropped her. And Mina Rodriguez has also come off a victory as well back in. Shit, I forget what was her last victory. Oh, Michelle Waterson Gomez. Michelle Waterson back in September. Wow, it's been a minute since we've seen Mina Rodriguez fight, and Andrade's 5-1 turnaround, so not a long turnaround. And Jessica Andrade is the favorite she's a minus 135 favorite, and Rodriguez is a plus 114 underdog. So both Brazilians. I'm surprised this is on the UFC 301 card, considering they're both Brazilians. I think they both live in Brazil too. I don't know why this is not on UFC 301, considering they could use some big name Brazilians. Don't get me wrong, they have Jose Aldo returning. You have Pantoja, you have Michelle Becerra, but still, that card could definitely use some more top name Brazilians, and these two definitely have helped that card in terms of excitement, in terms of Brazilian star power, especially Andrade. Because to be honest with you, I'm a big Jessica Andrade fan. She's my favorite female MMA fighter because there has never been a boring Jessica Andrade fight. I have not seen one ever. I've watched plenty of her fights. I've never been bored by them. Even fights where they go by decision, I'm not bored by them. She's usually beating the shit out of some girl. and it's rare for her to lose a decision recently. I don't recall last time she lost. Oh yeah, Yana Jacek when she fought for the title back in 2017. Yana just picked her apart, just counter her, Andrade just rushed in, and Yana just counter her, and just Yana beat her up for basically most of that fight. It was an entertaining fight. It wasn't boring either. You know, a lot of people like talk about women's MMA being boring and shitty compared to men's MMA, and there's some truth to that. Just gotta keep 100. Some of the fights can be ugh. I'm gonna be honest with you, but then some of them are good, and Andrade fights are always pretty good for the most part. And I'm picking Jessica Andrade to win, not because I'm a fan, but because I think Andrade is just better. Andrade to me has more ways to win than Marina Rodriguez, and plus Andrade does have knockout power. We've seen her knock girls out at strawweight and at flyweight, women's flyweight. I think she has a knockout victory in women's bantamweight. I know she's won women's bantamweight, but I don't know if she might have a knockout. I could be wrong about that one, but I know she's women's bantamweight, like I said. And I think there's more ways for her to win than Rodriguez, and plus I think she's more explosive and stronger, and maybe more athletic than Marina Rodriguez is. She's definitely more stronger, have more power than Marina Rodriguez. And I think I can see her catching Marina Rodriguez, dropping her and hurting her badly, and finishing her. I mean, and finishing her is somewhere in the first or second round for sure. Definitely early stoppage. Probably be a submission. I mean, not submission of a knockout victory. As you hear my dog yelping, I don't know why he's yelping. So apologies for that. But yeah, Jessica Andrade, first or second round knockout. I can see her catching her, maybe her into the body and then catching her with a shot to the head and really dropping her and finishing her with ground and pound strikes. In the late first round, early second round, Jessica Andrade. I mean, I'll be shocked if Marina Rodriguez won this fight. Andrade fights usually deliver. Even when she loses, it's always exciting. I mean, she gets finished herself or gets submitted. Oh, that's right. I remember 2020. Rose Namajunas did beat her by decision. It was a fight where Rose was picking her apart, counting her, striking, but then Rodriguez, I think, if I remember, won the third round in the rematch. But yeah, Andrade has a lot of ways to win. She's won by body shots, which I love. That against Kaylin Chukagian back in October 2020, and then also she picked. I remember the first fight Rose had I think it was like a guillotine attempt. Oh no, she was going for a Kimura, and Andrade picked her up and slammed her on her fucking side of her head, and knocked her the fuck out. I mean, that was incredible. So yeah, Andrade, I can see Andrade maybe trying to do something like that, because like a slam or maybe something spectacular because of UFC 300, and she wants to, go out there and put on a show. I see her trying to do that and maybe win that way, but also it might might make it more difficult for her to finish Marina Rodriguez because she's going for spectacular things instead of going for the basics like she should, or she can put away Marina Rodriguez. By the way, she's gonna beat Marina. I expect a finish from her late first round or second round. We'll go on to the next fight. In the lightweight division, another lightweight fights in this card. There's Bobby Green, Jim Miller, Jalen Turner, Renato Moicano, Justin Gaethje, and Max Holloway, and Charles Oliveira and Armin Sarukian. I just realized that it's 4 lightweight fights. Big. This is a big spotlight in the lightweight division. But we'll return to the number 10, Jalen Turner against the number 13 ranked Renato Moicano. Jalen Turner's come off that knockout victory over Bobby Green back in December. And Renato Moicano's coming off that decision victory over Drew Dober back in January. So, relatively quicker turnaround for both guys. I was originally gonna go for Jalen Turner originally, but then when I thought about it and heard other people talk about this card, Jalen Turner's, as I check on my phone, UFC.com, is a minus 238 favorite, and hell, my count 185 underdog. I see my account getting the upset. I really do, because Jalen Turner, I understand why my account's an underdog, because I think if I remember. Because Jalen Turner is 6'3" and has a long reach too in that weight class. I'm trying to remember let me see his reach. Jalen Turner has a 77-inch reach advantage. 77 inches. Hammer Khan's got a 72-inch reach. So 5-inch reach disadvantage for Hanano Moicano. But when Jalen Turner's in the grappling exchanges against some of these lightweights, i.e. Dan Hooker with one arm or Mateusz Gamrot, Gamrot was getting pieced up early on in some striking exchanges. But when it comes to grappling exchanges, Jalen Turner is a fish out of water. He's not good at that. And Moicano is a grappler. He's got 8 submission victories. comes from a grappling background. I think Imam Khan took this fight, especially considering it was short notice, and he fought more recently than Jalen Turner because he probably knows that there's a weakness in Turner's game that he can exploit, and that's the grappling and submission aspect. As Turner, someone gets a hold of him and is able to take him down, he's not that good. He just folds under pressure. I mean, the Dan Hooker one especially, and Dan Hooker had one arm too in that fight back in July, and Hooker was able to have success, do work on in the grappling exchanges, take him down, do some ground and pound. As you know, it seemed like once Dan Hooker survived Jalen Turner's onslaught from the first round on, it seemed like somewhere mid second round after the Hooker caught him with a big punch, he seemed like Turner just shut down, broke mentally, and Hooker's gonna come back to win. Now I know Moicano does not have knockout power like that. Matter of fact, he has no knockout TKO finishes in his resume. You know what Moicano that is, and I just don't see that with. I don't see Moicano changing that anytime soon. But I can definitely see him getting a submission victory over Jalen Turner. Possibly Turner makes a mistake. Moicano's able to capitalize, being a better grappler and getting a chokehold where they could choke, front face lock, guillotine or etc. or Dars potentially, and choking out and making Jalen Turner tap. But I also see McConnell getting decision victory where he's able to mix the grappling, go for submissions. He doesn't get them, still attempt them, go out there and mix it up and score a lot of points with submission attempts and ground control, and maybe some ground and pound as well to sort of throw some shots. And then maybe because of that, Turner's more concerned. The stand-up exchange, Turner's more concerned to grappling. He'll land some good shots on Jalen Turner, mix it up, and win that way. And I think Hunter McConnell will win this fight 29-28 by decision. He'll probably get a takedown, go for submission attempts, you know, score points that way, have some ground control. Then maybe after the submission exchange, when they're back on the feet, he'll probably be able to land some good shots after Turner's be so worried about the submission threat that he's going to be able to go out there and basically, I know that is, be able to mix it up and land some good shots on the feet. But anyway, yeah, Dylan McConnell 28-20 decision in my opinion, as I think he'll get the upset victory. As it transitioned from the early to the main prelims. By the way, it's all on ESPN. All the prelims of this star on ESPN, so you don't need ESPN Plus in North America or in the United States at least. So the United States, just go ESPN 6:30. All the prelims are on there, and then pay-per-view ESPN Plus for 10 o'clock Eastern in the United States. And obviously in Canada, I think it's Rogers Sportsnet Network, Rogers Sportsnet in Canada, UFC, and then I think it's TNT Sport in England and Ireland, I believe, and then I'm not sure the rest of the world. Just throwing up the providers for those of you who are wondering who are watching us around the world where to watch UFC 300. I know we do have international fans on this channel, so shout out to all of you from around the world, America, Philippines, England. We love you all. Appreciate y'all. Anyway, let's go to the opening fight, the main prelims. Sadiq Youssef, number 13, versus Diego Lopez in the featherweight division. I'm going Diego Lopez. I gotta go with Diego Lopez. As Diego Lopez is a minus, he's a favorite actually. Wow, Diego Lopez a minus 142 favorite, and Sadiq Youssef plus 120 underdog. The odds are close. The odds are very close. Lopez come off that knockout victory with Pat Sabatini back in November. If I'm mistaken, it was on the Madison Square Garden card. And then you got Youssef come up a loss to Edson Barboza in that war in October in the main event, that fight card, where Youssef dropped Barboza twice. I think he had 10-8 round one, but then as the fight kept going, he gassed out. His cardio basically worked against him, and basically Barboza would come back and hurt Youssef, really hurt him badly, as he was able to get the victory against Youssef in a war where Youssef took a lot of damage in that, especially in the later rounds of that fight. As I'm looking at UFC.com, yes, it was in Madison Square Garden, UFC 295, the Lopez last fight. I just think Leo Lopez he's got power in his hands. He's got good, he's a great grappler. We know the kind of caliber of grappler he is. I mean, this is a guy who in 10 days, 10 days or 2 weeks notice, maybe a week's notice against Mozer Evelev back in May. Gave Mozer Evelev one of the toughest fights of his career. Some people thought he beat him and really gave it to Mozer Evelev. And this is a guy, and we see what Mozart's done. He's in the top 5 of that featherweight division. And this is a guy who also is going to knock dudes out, and he's got great submission. He's the submission coach of Alexa Grasso, the women's flyweight champion, and Ariel Dania, top 10 women's bantamweight fighter. And also, getting good striking, working at being at the gym, especially Mexico's had a great history of great boxing and etc. And Youssef, his knockout power, it you look at the guys he's knocked out, compare it's usually a lot of scrubby, guys who ain't all that. And then you look at those guys, and then we fight someone that's higher level competition. He wins by decision. It's like the knockout power is not there. Yeah, he hurt Barboza badly. He did, but Barboza is tough and gritty. He was able to survive. And then Yusef's lack of cardio, worked against him, and Barboza was able to come back in that fight and hurt him badly and be able to win that fight. Despite the early success Yusef had in that fight. I just think that Dale Lopez has more ways to win and is more of a dangerous fighter than Yusef. And I think he's gonna be able to hurt Yusef, catch him. If not with a punch, he's able to get in there, get in the grappling exchange, and it will choke him out. Because let's be honest, I haven't seen Yusef fight against anyone who's got elite level jiu-jitsu that I recall. Unless I'm forgetting somebody. Unless somebody in the comments section is gonna tell me, no, he fought this guy, he has a great jiu-jitsu, he's a pedigree, he got this many submissions, and Yusef did well. I don't recall. I think Dale Lopez is when it comes to jiu-jitsu in a whole other league than a lot of these featherweights. I think he's gonna be able to get hurt Yusef and be able to get in the grappling exchanges, and he will submit Yusef. I think he will. I don't know what round, first or second round personally. Maybe second round. I don't know, first or second round, Dale Lopez submission. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with him. I think he'll be ranked. I'm a big Dale Lopez fan. This guy is a great prospect. This guy's going to be a contender. This guy's going to be in the top 10 in the UFC featherweight division for sure by the end of the year. I'll be. I mean, in my opinion, that it is. I could be dead wrong, but I totally believe in Dale Lopez. He's going to be top 10 in this division soon. But yeah, I got Dale Lopez second round, first round submission. I'm gonna lean more second round, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. We'll find out. Can't wait for a big Dale Lopez fan. As we transition that fight to the next fight, the women's division, number 5 ranked Holly Holm against the debuting Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison is coming over from the PFL. It's her first fight in the UFC, making her debut in an enormous UFC fight card, going against a former women's bantamweight champion Holly Holm. And although Kayla Harrison is very similar to Ronda Rousey, not just the fact they're both blonde hair white girls, but also the fact that they're both judokas who compete in the Olympics. Now, Kayla Harrison was a two-time gold medalist at the Olympics, where Ronda Rousey was a bronze medalist, if I'm mistaken, in the Olympics in judo. But Kayla Harrison is not Ronda Rousey, not at all. I don't know. Part of me was tempted, but nah. Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison is gonna win this fight. She should win this fight. Holly Holm's older than she was in 2015. She's 8 years older than she was in 2015. Hey, Holly's what, 42? As the UFC.com does not have the odds for this fight. I was checking to see Holly Holm's age, and I noticed there's no odds for this fight. Doesn't tell me the age. Usually it tells me the age of these fighters, typically. Oh, no, it does. She's 42 years old. 42. So she was 34 in 2015 when she won the belt against Ronda Rousey. And Kayla Harrison's striking is not good at all. Not we watch her PFL fights, it is not there. That was her doom. That led to her demise, and her only loss against Pochenko, who she beat twice prior to that third fight, is that Pochenko was able to stuff her takedowns, and in striking exchanges, Kayla just got beat up. And Holly Holm, I know, is a world class, Hall of Fame boxer. She's a former boxing champion, and I think kickboxing champion. I know she trained kickboxing, but in terms of her boxing, she's a Hall of Famer in boxing. She's won multiple titles over there. She had a great career in women's boxing, but Holly Holm hasn't used her boxing in recent fights. She's more just She more likes to get girls in the clinch, pull them against the fence, neither dies and does some pitter-patter shots and win that way. She doesn't use her boxing at all. She's almost like she forgot that she's a world-class boxer, a Hall of Fame boxer in her fights. That's what it seems like to me. And I know she still has that in her bag, but she's not as athletic as she used to be. The speed's not there. And Kayla Harrison, I believe, is like a full decade younger than her, or almost a decade younger than her. So, and Kayla's a lot stronger, and actually is bigger than Ronda Rousey too. That's another thing. Ronda Rousey, Kayla Harrison has never made 135, so that's interesting to see it. Does she make 135 here, considering she's never done it before? That could play a factor. Maybe the weight drain can cause her energy to be slow, so that can help Holly Holm. That's something to consider. But I just don't see Holly Holm at all being Kayla Harrison. I think Kayla's gonna be too big, too strong. She will take her down, control her, and just dominate her. And I just don't see Holly Holm reverting to her boxing game using footworks and angles to move out of the way of not Ronda, excuse me, Kayla Harrison and counter her and stuff like that. And I just don't think she's gonna. I don't think Holly Holm's gonna get her hips lower than Kayla Harrison to stuff Kayla's takedowns. Her judo takedowns. I just don't see it. And plus, Kayla Harrison does train at a better gym than Ronda Rousey did. Ronda Rousey had that coach that Edmond guy that no one likes that turned out to be somewhat of a fraud. Meanwhile, Kayla trained the American Top Team, one of the best gyms in the world. Her striking is not that good, but I think it's a lot better. It should be a lot better than Ronda Rousey's. But still, Kayla's gonna win by decision. You're grappling. She's just the better grappler, stronger. Holly Holm, I don't think has got the skills anymore to really do what she did against Ronda Rousey. Use footwork and angles um to basically go out and hurt Kayla and be able to make it harder for Kayla to get hold of her like she did against Ronda Rousey. And Kayla's just going to control her, just dominate her to a decision. This is probably the most boring fight of the card. I'm just keeping that 100%. This is probably the fight I'm looking forward to the least of all the fights. And I think it's going to be the most boring fight in them all, honestly. I think this is the fight where during the watch along, I'm probably going to be just least interested, least into it, which is bullshit around. Because this guy I just don't see it being that good. I gotta get 100 with Judge. I have to. But yeah, Kayla Harrison decision. We'll transition to this fight to the next fight. A fight I'm looking forward to. Calvin Kattar, number 8 ranked featherweight against number 2 ranked bantamweight Aljamain Sterling. That's why I put the BW there because he's a bantamweight. Aljamain Sterling finally moving up to featherweight. This was the former bantamweight champion whose last fight he lost the belt to Sean O'Malley. Calvin Kattar hasn't fought since October of 2022 when he devastated at his injury against Arnold Allen, where it was his back leg that I forgot he landed awkwardly and just his leg just gave out. It was a very devastating injury. And Calvin Kattar is good, very good. He's been a top 10 guy for a while, good boxing, etc. But Calvin Kattar hasn't fought in a year and a half, and he's 36. And he hasn't fought a grappler and a wrestler as good as Aljamain Sterling. The bantamweight division, especially in the top 10, outside of Evlev, does not have a lot of great grapplers and wrestlers. They really don't. Like, Topuria can grapple. His grappling is pretty solid, but he's striking. He likes to strike. That's his main weapon. Leo Lopez, I mentioned him, but he's not ranked yet. And if he does, he's going to be in the top 15. Outside of what? Evlev and Leo Lopez, who else is like a grappler like that? Who can mix, who got good wrestling as well, who's able to use it, have success. Bryce Mitchell, probably. Maybe that's it. Maybe Bryce Mitchell. But Aljamain Sterling is, even though his striking is not the best, it has gone a lot better. This is like one point, a lot of people, including myself, thought Aljamain Sterling had the worst striking in the UFC, or at least in the bantamweight division. And he's improved a lot since like 2016, 2017 era, where his striking was really terrible. And Aljamain is able to, Aljamain's, got decent striking enough to where he can hold his own against other opponents. And I don't think he's gonna rush in and try to be more excited and just rush like an idiot like he did against Sean O'Malley, where O'Malley will make him pay for it. And plus, Aljamain Sterling is taking a lot of time off. He's not being rushed. People forget Aljamain Sterling fought a hard fight against Terence Cejudo in May of 2023. Then I make a quick turnaround and fight Sean O'Malley in August of 2023. Not getting enough time to recover and rest and work on technique, etc. After having a hard-grueling fight against Henry Cejudo for 5 rounds that was close. If you forget that, can't forget that, in my opinion. And then, and plus, Count Carey's and plus, I mentioned Count Carey's injury. It was to the rear leg. I mentioned the rear legs because normally when someone tries to go for a single leg, or you can use your back foot to try to like stable yourself, or if someone's trying to do leg kicks, you can use your back leg to try to like stabilize yourself. You can kick your front leg. The problem is his back leg was the one that got injured in his fight against Arnold Allen, Cater, and so if he does get leg kicked by Aljamain Sterling, he may, who knows how his back leg is gonna hold up when he tries to stabilize himself. He's kicking the leg, so that can cause some problems. Make it easier for Aljamain to get in, backpack him, as I like to call Aljamain, the human backpack, because he loves backpacking people and do work there. When he backpacks people, he's just annoying. You just can't get him off you. He just go for submission, just punch you, etc. And it's just annoying as fuck to deal with someone like Aljamain Sterling. You can imagine when he has your back and stuff. I do have Aljamain Sterling winning this fight. I think he will win by submission in like the second or third round, or by decision. I would not see a knockout by him. By Aljamain Sterling, I think Aljamain Sterling is going to win by late second round, third round submission, or by decision. He's probably going to win like 30-27. Aljamain Sterling, he's more comfortable at this weight. He bulked up a little bit. He doesn't worry about the weight cut. His career or his love for the sport, his mentality's probably been rejuvenated moving up in weight, and he's just a lot of these featherweights I don't think are ready to deal with someone like Aljamain with wrestling and jiu-jitsu background. Aljamain comes from a wrestling background. I think it's Division 2 NCAA or Division 3, and he's made a good career of taking guys down, using wrestling, grappling to his advantage. But yeah, Aljamain Sterling is going to win this fight. I was surprised that Count Care won. I think transitions from that fight to the next fight in the card, which is in the light heavyweight division, as we got Yuri Prochazka, number 2 ranked Yuri Prochazka against number 5 ranked Alexander Rakic. As Rakic hasn't fought since May of 2022, it's been almost 2 years since we've seen him fought. He had a devastating knee injury against Jan Blachowicz in the main event in like the second or third round of their fight. And Yuri Prochazka coming off that title loss against Alex Pereira back in November at Madison Square Garden. Now, Rakic tends to make some of his fights boring, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, I forgot I mentioned odds for Calvin Kerr, Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling minus 162 favorite, and Calvin Kerr plus 136. But yeah, the odds for Yuri and Alex. Yuri's a plus 100, and Alex is a minus 120. I'm shocked. Rakic is a favorite. If I thought about betting myself, I'd probably consider betting on Yuri. That's just me. No betting advice. Like I said, not giving betting advice. I'm just throwing what I would do different from betting advice. I drink to sip this water real quick. Anyway, I think Yuri's gonna win because Yuri got finished by Pereira. It wasn't like a devastating knockout, like the way Bobby Green got finished by Jalen Turner. It wasn't like Sergey Pavlovich when he got finished by Tom Aspinall on the co-main event that card. It wasn't like that. It wasn't. It was more so like he got dropped by Alex, and then he got hit with some elbows in the side, and then as he fell over, and Mark Gard stopped in, basically prematurely when you think about it. It was very premature. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Was Yuri about to get finished? Probably, but still, it's a title fight. You never know if Yuri's ever gonna get a chance at another crack at the world title. You gotta let Yuri go out there, and you gotta give him more opportunity because Yuri could escape and cover up. I mean, it's kind of like what Big John said. Why he let the second Cormier Jones fight go the way he did when he was refereeing, because his thing was he wanted to give Cormier as much time to recover, to get out of that situation as possible, considering you never know if Cormier was ever going to get back in that title situation again. And I think that's how Gard should have handled the Yuri and Alex situation. But that's besides the point. Yuri didn't take too much crazy damage like some other guys have in title fights. despite getting finished by Behera. But and I think Yuri's gonna be fine to his chin, although he can get caught because Yuri's wild and leaves himself open. The thing of Rakic is Rakic's striking is not that good. Unless Rakic's been working on his striking the last year and a half, 2 years since the injury and improved dramatically, I just don't see Rakic having good striking. Rakic is not known for having good striking. You know, he does. I mean, he's not. I mean, I'm trying to think. I never recall him ever like finishing someone with punches. I know he finished Jimmy Manuel up, but I think, but if I remember, that was a head kick. If I remember correctly. Should probably look it up right now. Let me just check right here. If it tells me, it's not telling me the website. But yeah, I don't. But yeah, even his recent fights, he hasn't won by a knockout or finish. In his recent fights, he really hasn't. So the power hasn't been there recently, and his striking is not all that good. Plus, I think. Plus, I do wonder how Ray's going to feel 2 years after being only gone for almost 2 years if ring rust can exist. Because for some guys it exists, for other guys it doesn't exist. I'm more like it's 50-50 at this point. Because I get where Dominic Cruz coming from because he says ring rust doesn't exist. It's just mental games. I think he does have a valid point there, but also it does exist for some guys because some guys may don't have the mentality Dominic Cruz has. And also for some guys being gone that long can affect them badly. And so it might be different for Rakic, just like Calvin Cater. And all, even though Yuri is settled to leg kicks, but Rakic does like to throw a lot of leg kicks. However, Alexander Rakic is not the leg kicker that Alex Pereiro is. Alex Pereiro is a much better leg kicker than Alexander Rakic, and I think Yuri fought Alex and now trained for another guy who does a lot of leg kicks. I think his checking of leg kicks is gonna be a lot better now than previously because he's fought two back-to-back guys who like to throw leg kicks and fought a better leg kicker than Alexander Rakic. So I think your leg kick checking is gonna be a lot better. His checking leg kick, excuse me, is gonna be a lot better. Don't know why I can't say that like that, but we'll roll with it. Um, yeah, I think Yuri's gonna catch him, hurt him badly, and probably finish him in the second round. I think he's gonna do a better job than Rakic specs of checking leg kicks. I think Rakic is gonna throw some sloppy striking, and Yuri's gonna be able to catch him and drop him and hurt him badly. Also, I do want to mention Yuri Prohaska on the ground, not bad, better than I expected. I mean, Glover Teixeira's taking him down, and he got up and he did all right against Glover Teixeira, despite Glover Teixeira his top game being great. Did a lot better than I expected. Although there was one round where Yuri was getting beat up badly in their legendary fight. I forget which round it was with Glover and Yuri, and then Dominic Reyes took it down, but Yuri got up. And let's not forget, Yuri got taken down by Glover Teixeira, and he was able to get on top position and reverse and get on top of him and submit Glover Teixeira in their fight. That's how he won the title back in 2022 in their legendary fight. Still one of my all-time favorite fights. That Glover Yuri fight was just incredible. One of the most best fights ever seen ever. I love that fight. That fight's awesome. All time. Greatest fights ever in UFC history and MMA history, in my opinion. But yeah, I just think I just thought about that. But yeah, so I think Yuri ground game is gonna be able to do well for him. He's gonna be able to get up from Ragic's takedowns. Ragic does go for takedowns, and then he's able to stuff some of the takedowns and get up from them too over his position. So yeah, I'm going Alexander. I mean, not Alexander. Excuse me, Yuri Prohaska, second round knockout. I think he'll catch him, drop him, and hurt him. Also, a lot of bad blood. These two guys don't like each other. A lot of bad blood. Consider Alexander Rakic has talked a lot of shit about Yuri Prohaska. Yuri doesn't like him. He feels disrespectful. So it's interesting to see the press conference and everything leading up to the all fight week. Considering these two guys do not like each other, I wonder that's going to play a role in the animosity both guys have towards each other, as these are both Central Eastern European guys who don't like each other. I'm excited. It does add a little juice to this fight, as this is the main event, the prelims. Now it turns into that to the main card. The first fight, the main card, Boligo versus Cody Brunch. Now, if you watch my UFC 299 watch along, you know how I felt about this being on the main card. Terrible. This is terrible. It's trash. This is dumb as fuck. This does not belong in the main card of a UFC pay per view. And I still stick by that. This is fucking retarded. Excuse me. My bad. My bad. Hang on. Not retarded. That's my. I don't mean retarded. I mean freaking fucking stupid. Sorry, I don't mean it's YouTube. They might demonetize me. Sorry, Dad. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to get this video demonetized. My bad. But it's fucking stupid and a joke that freaking Cody Brundage and Bo Nickel is on the fucking main card. I don't give a fuck if Bo Nickel is a young prospect who could be a superstar. I don't give a fuck if Bo Nickel fires for now as the middleweight champion going on his 6-7 title defense. This does not belong on the main card 300. That's a joke and disgrace to all the fighters. This fight should not be ahead of Yuri Prochazka and Alexander Rakic, a former world champion Yuri, Aljamain Sterling, Calvin Kattar, a former world champion Aljamain Sterling. This is stupid. It's dumb. I know there's no point ranting, but damn it, someone's got to say it. Fans should have been more vocal about how they hate the fact it's on the main card. Maybe the UFC would vote and change. But it is what it is. Bo Nickel's a giant favorite. Is there even a point for me reading the odds with this fight? Everybody knows Bo Nickel's favorite. Bo Nickel's gonna win. Cody Brundage is a terrible fighter. He's a terrible fighter, man. He's not. He especially does not belong on the main card of any pay-per-view, let alone 300. Bo Nickel at least is a prospect who's got potential. I see his wrestling skills is pretty damn good. I like that about Bo Nickel. But this is two-star treatment. This guy's on 3 straight pay-per-views, main cards. And I get Bo Nickel maybe he's popular in the wrestling community, and also the wrestling he might get a lot of people from the wrestling community buy his pay-per-views, the ones that who got the money or suburban dads may have the money to buy pay-per-views, but come on, man, it's UFC 300. People are gonna buy his pay-per-view regardless because it's 300. People will buy it. Pay-per-view's gonna do well anyway. Even Bo Nickel was on the prelims. It's freaking UFC 300. It doesn't need Bo Nickel. This isn't UFC 306, where it's some random UFC pay-per-view in like freaking September or August or something. No, August. Hang on. 3, 4. Yeah, September, whatever. And they need a freaking someone that could draw pay-per-views on a random UFC pay-per-view. No, it's UFC 300. People are gonna buy regardless. But yeah, anyway, enough about the ranting. Sorry. Bo Nickel, first round or early second round finish. Submission, ground and pound. He's just destroyed. Cody Brundage is terrible. I know Cody Brundage got an impressive slam knockout, but other than that, his other victory, and he's on a 2-fight win streak. The other one's by disqualification. Other than that, he's been beat up in his UFC career. He's lost. He's not good. He's just not good. Cody Brundage. Bo Nickel's gonna wipe the floor with this dude. Straight. It's simple as that. Bo Nickel's just better. He's here right now. Brundage is here. As Cody, hopefully after this, Bo Nickel is a step up in competition. I'm not saying give him someone ranked, but give him someone that's that's not ranked, but we know is a pretty good, tough fighter for Bo Nickel and see where he's at. I think you give Bo Nickel at least 2 more fights against unranked guys and see where he's at. 2 fights. If he just destroys those guys, then maybe then consider him a ranked guy. But like I said, we don't have to rush Bo Nickel. We can take it rush him too much, but still. We still want to see a step up in competition. As I was thinking about something else to say, but no, I don't. That's all I need to say. Bo Nickel, easy. We'll change this fight to next fight, which is Charles Du Bronx Oliveira, number 1 ranked lightweight versus number 4 Armin Tsarukyan. Both guys come off victory or knockouts with Beneil Dariush, ironically enough. Charles did in June, stopping Beneil's 8-fight win streak, and Armin Tsarukyan finished in back in December in UFC Funny Austin, which I call live on live watch along. Charles Oliveira, former UFC lightweight champion. I'm going Charles Oliveira. I think Oliveira is going to beat Armin. Armin is good, but I don't think he's not what I thought it was. I was super high on Armin Tsarukyan, as you guys know. Last year, 2022, I was very high on that man. I thought he was going to be a future problem in his weight class, but the more I watch Armin, the more I realize he's good. He's very good, but he's not that problem that I thought he was. That fight against Joaquin Silva is like, wow, look, Joaquin Silva gave you problems like that? Damn. Joaquin Silva. I take a sip of water here. It's like Armin Sarukian's striking is good. It's good, but it's not like this crazy striking where it's like, man, his power's there, or man, he's so technical. I mean, he's a good striker, but he's not like crazy like that. I think Charles Oliveira might be the more dangerous striker. And does Armin really want to go to the ground with Charles Oliveira? I don't think so. Charles Oliveira has got the most submission in UFC history. He's great off his back. He can definitely get a submission off you off his back, and he can do up kicks. So if you're trying, throw punches on top, if you're not careful, he can land an up kick on you or make it difficult you land punches. And if you leave your arm out, he can get you in the arm bar too. So you gotta watch out for that. And Charles Oliveira's got great hooks, phenomenal hooks. He got knockout power in his hooks. And I think Charles Oliveira's gonna go. What he's gonna do is I think Armin's gonna have a little bit of success early on, and I think Charles is gonna be able to make adjustments in the middle of the fight. Maybe Armin might go for a takedown or go for grabbing exchanges, learn quickly. Oh shit, I can't do this. Let me get up, and then Charles is gonna be able to use that to his advantage, press forward and push Armin back, and maybe Armin's gonna make a mistake. Armin probably make a mistake, and Charles will catch him and hurt him badly and rock him and finish him. Kind of like the Beneil Dariush fight, where Beneil recognized, oh man, I can't do anything in this guy. I gotta stand up. And Charles will catch him and finish him early, late in that first round. I think that's what's going to happen here. I think Charles is going to finish Armin Sarukian late first round, or second round. I think plus Charles Barrett does have good knees. He doesn't pour you like 11, 13 times in their fight. So I think Charles Oliveira might also use tight clinch to his advantage, knowing that if he gets taken down, he's fine off his back. So you might be able to get Armin in a clinch and just tight clinch, throw knees and elbows, so he busts up Armin Sarukian, which I don't recall many guys doing that. Also, another thing about Armin Sarukian's power is that he didn't drop Gamrot in their fight. Well, he did, but it was being back fist that dropped it. Other than that, Gamrot never got dropped. Gamrot's striking is terrible, especially at that point. And yet Armin Sarukian striking wasn't like destroying him in the striking department. I mean, he was winning the striking exchanges, but it wasn't like, oh my goodness, he's just wiping the floor with him in their fight. He wasn't. He was winning, but it wasn't like, oh, he's so leaps and bounds better than Gamrot. It was never the case. And it's like, oof. Now, is it possible Armin's improved since then? Yeah, because Armin's 27, but I just haven't seen it yet. Unless I could be wrong. Maybe Armin's gotten better. He's going to surprise all of us in this fight. But I am going to do Bronx Oliveira. Oliveira's got, I think, more ways to win, more dangerous in more ways. And he'll hurt Armin, catch him, just put his ass away somewhere in the late first round, early second round. Let me check the odds for that real quick. Actually, let me take the odds of this fight. As Charles Oliveira is a plus 185 underdog as Sarukian's a minus 225 favorite. That's too high, man. People are down to do Bronx. Why are you down to do Bronx? Why? Why are you down this man? Stop it. Come on now. That's crazy. UFC.com, the odds are. The odds are a lot closer. But that's crazy that it's even like that. What? Charles Oliveira talking about now. Come on now. Show respect in that man's name. Look, I know I'm a hardcore Charles Oliveira fan, so I'm biased because he's one of my favorite fighters currently, maybe all the time, but damn. That much of an underdog? Sarukian's that much a favorite? Fuck. I don't agree with that. Yeah, I got Charles upset victory. He's got more ways to win. I can see the clinch hurt Sarukian, especially needs the gut. Maybe Sarukian's more gas, especially in the second round, and Charles can catch him, hurt him, really put him away that way. Well, yeah, second round, finish by Charles, knockout, or actually, not even. I can see him dropping Sarukian and finishing him on the ground with submission. I can see that happen in second round as well, or late first round. But yeah, late first round or second round finish for Charles Oliveira, do Bronx. As ready to the next fight in the card, which is the fight I'm looking forward to the most. Justin Gaethje, number 2 lightweight against number 2 featherweight Max Holloway. Max Holloway, former UFC featherweight champion, going to lightweight for first time in 5 years. Last time he went to lightweight, he lost to Dustin Poirier for the interim lightweight belt, but he took that fight in 6 weeks' notice. He didn't have a lot of time to prepare. Bulk up and bulk up and get used to being heavier weight, being weight than normally is. Unlike this time, he's had several months to prepare for this fight. As Holloway's come up a victory over Korean Zombie, TKO finish over knockout finish over Korean Zombie back in August, and Justin Gaethje's coming off a head kick knockout victory over Dustin Poirier back in July. And UFC, it was in Salt Lake City. I forget the pay-per-view number. 291. Yeah, 291. Both guys on 2-fight win streaks. The winner of this fight or the winner of the previous fight is getting a title fight in the lightweight division. The lightweight division is put on spotlight because we probably have a lightweight title in there between those two fights. Whoever has the most impressive victory of those two fights is probably getting a lightweight title fight. It's getting a lightweight championship next. It depends if Islam and Dustin Poirier do fight in June, because that looks like it might be because Islam wants to fight in June. Poirier wants to fight him in June. He's willing to do it. Islam's willing to take it. It seems like, but the UFC. It hasn't been any news about that fight happening. Who knows? Maybe in the next couple of weeks we'll find out that Islam's fighting Poirier in June. I know Gaethje said if he does win this fight, he does not want to make a quick turn on June. He says, "Listen, if William Saruki and and Oliveira wants to fight in June, they can have that fight. I'll fight in November at Madison Square Garden for the lightweight title," which just makes sense because both these guys get beat up. This fight, Gaethje Holloway, they're gonna get up. They're not maybe it'll be quick turnarounds. Both guys are getting pieced up. Two most exciting fights in UFC history. This is a dream matchup. This is exciting as fuck to see. The fight I'm looking forward to the most. But sorry, I just got more text. I don't know who texted me, but this fight is so damn fucking entertaining. It's entertaining. I know it's gonna be. I can't see it disappointing anybody. And this fight, this is a tough fight to call. The odds are Holloway plus 142 underdog, minus 170 favorites Gaethje, according to UFC.com. You know what? Fuck. So tough, man. This is the toughest fight to call. I've been back and forth. Man. You know what? Screw it. Max Holloway beats Justin Gaethje. Because I think Max Holloway is going to be throw more. He throws a higher volume than Justin Gaethje. Gaethje tends to throw 1-2s, and Gaethje's got power in his hands. But Max Holloway, especially being broken up to 155, get used to weight class. I think he'll still have that. He'll still be able to throw combinations like he does at featherweights. I think by the time Gaethje does his 1-2, Holloway be able to throw 3 or 4 or 5 shots. I think that'll frustrate Gaethje and hurt him and really fuck him, fuck up his timing and everything. Considering, and considering the fact that no, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. I'm debating. It's a turn. Gaethje could win this fight because Gaethje's a powerful puncher, and those devastating leg kicks. His leg kicks are unbelievable. Guy has some of the best leg kicks in all of MMA history. But Max Holloway's been checking a lot more leg kicks recently. Done a better job at that, and he's been able to. And he's thrown more kicks in his game recently. And Max Holloway arguably has improved his defense in terms of striking defense in his recent fights. Outside the third Volk fight, but Volkanovski was just on a whole narrow league in just different planet at that fight. He was just that was just Volk at his peak. But yeah, his striking defense has improved. He's been checking more leg kicks and throwing more kicks recently. He's not just a boxer. Whereas Gaethje, Gaethje's striking defense and he's been more patient, but Gaethje still has that tendency to want to go and just duke it out and brawl, go wild out. Although he's improved with that, but he still has that thing in him. And I think Holloway's able to land more combinations than him, and he's able to land more combinations than Gaethje. compare Gaethje Lane on him, and I think that's why I got Holloway win this fight. It'll be a decision. I think he'll win by 48-47. Fight. I can see Gaethje win 2 rounds. I can see Gaethje wobbling Holloway, but Holloway surviving. Now, it's a possible Gaethje just catches Holloway and drops him, and be the first guy to drop him, and maybe be the first guy to finish him. Since Dustin Poirier back in 2012 by submission, maybe the first guy to knock out Holloway. Yeah, I can see it happening, but everything I said, I'm going with Holloway. But Gaethje has ways to win. Maybe keep throwing leg kicks. Maybe, who knows, Gaethje's leg kicks we know they're devastating. They're unlike most guys' leg kicks, and maybe Holloway's never fought one with the leg kicks of Justin Gaethje, and that could affect him, making him a more stationary target, which means Gaethje could maybe easier Gaethje to throw shots that could hurt Holloway. And that's a possibility as well. But I'm going Holloway for just because he has worked in striker defense. He's probably gonna be able to throw more combinations than Gaethje, and he's able to and then he's throwing more kicks, so it gives Gaethje something else to think about. And he's been checking more leg kicks. Despite this, Gaethje's a better leg kicker than most guys, but he's been checking more leg kicks recently, so that can help. But at the same time, like I said, it's Gaethje. So even those two cancel out. The other reason I'm picking Holloway by this 48-47 decision. We'll transition from that fight to the next fight, the women's strawweight division. The women's strawweight championship's on the line. Championship fights, because I am not counting the BMF belt. Oh, one thing I only want to mention, Mark Coleman is going to be in attendance for UFC 300. I mentioned that because Gaethje and Holloway both want Mark Coleman to be there to present the belt to the winner of that fight, which UFC should do because it's Mark fucking Coleman. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a pioneer of UFC. He's one of the OG. He's one of the OGs. He invented ground and pound. Hall of Famer. It's fucking Mark Coleman. If The Rock can present the belt to Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz and winning that fight, Mark Coleman is more than deserving of that, considering his legacy to the UFC. Let's be honest. He should. Hopefully, UFC does the right fucking thing. They should. As we transition to like I said, the women's strawweight fight between Zhang Weili, Yan Xian, number one contender. Yan Xian's come out with victory over Jessica Andrade. If I'm mistaken, I think she has to come out that knockout victory over Andrade. Yes, back in May, that was her last fight, knockout victory over Jessica Andrade. It's been almost a year since she fought. Been a long time. Zhang Weili's has come up that domination of Amanda Lemos back in August, where she just whipped Amanda Lemos' ass, pillar to post. One judge gave 50-43, another one gave 50-44. She whooped her ass bad. That's what that was. She just proved that she's in a league above Amanda Lemos too. As Zhang Weili, as this is the first time in UFC history two Chinese fighters are fighting each other for a title. It's a solid fight. It'd been cool if this fight was taking place in China. Like the UFC wants to do a fight night in Beijing, fight night Shanghai or Nanking or somewhere like that. It'd probably been a bigger deal. To have two Chinese fighters fighting each other there for the championship, but nevertheless, it's here. It's a championship fight. It's Yan Xian's the worthy contender for the title fight. Zhang Weili is one of the best, arguably the best female fighter in the world currently. She's proven that she is a freaking force in this division. Outside of that loss to Rose Namajunas, it's the first loss where she got head kick knocked out. In the second, she lost to Rose again, but it was super close. It wasn't like Rose dominated her like that. I thought Rose won, but a lot of people thought Zhang Weili won. Zhang Weili's improved her takedowns, her wrestling, etc. ever since that first Rose loss. And she's shown in a lot of her fights, her takedown defense, her takedown abilities. She's gone way better at that. She's shown that she's improving as a mixed martial artist. And I think Zhang Weili has so many ways to win than Yan Xian. I think Zhang Weili is more athletic, got more ways to win, where it be through kicking. She will throw kicks from here and there, or wrestling, or just ground and pound, where she take girls down, control them, and just throw some shots. And sometimes they're pair, but sometimes they're devastating and they can really do fuck up some girls. There were times where she was laying some good ground and pound, Amanda Lemos, to where it's like, man, Lemos needs to move out or else she's gonna get finished. She could do that, or just dominate girl and just, like I said, control them and throw some decent shots on the ground, like pitter patter shots, are enough to where the ref doesn't step in and stand them up. They're not exactly too devastating, or like I said, throw devastating shots. Also, she can go for submission because I was thinking she did submit Carla Esparza to win the belt in November 2022. So who knows? If Yanshan makes a mistake, she can catch Yanshan and choke her. And maybe, choke her or make it choke, etc. I think Zhang Weili should win this fight. She probably will win this fight via unanimous decision. I think she'll just dominate Yanshan or get like a late round stop, or like she could. I can see her ground and pounding her potentially. Probably ground and pound somewhere in this what round, because I can see her doing it early, but also can see her doing late or even the middle rounds, like round 3, for example, or middle round rather. I can see her doing that. So as I was trying, think there, like what round could she do it? Because I was trying to think the possibilities of how Zhang Weili could win. I was like really contemplating. I didn't know what to do. I was like trying to think there, but Zhang Weili should win this fight. I consider dominating Yanshan, or also going out there and getting like a ground TKO victory anytime by ground and pound at any point in this fight, but more likely decision. But yeah, good fight, good co-main event. Now we turn to the main event of this card, the closing act of this card. In the light heavyweight division, as the champion Alex Pereira is taking on the more ranked Jamal Hill. Now, Jamal Hill was the former champion, but he got injured. He tore his Achilles in late July and had vanquished the belt, which vacated the belt rather, which allowed Alex Pereira to become champion because he beat Yuri Prohaska back in November to become the light heavyweight champion. As you have the last 3 light heavyweight champions all on this card, I just realized that as Jamal Hill gained the belt he never lost, Alex Pereira trying to defend his belt. It's crazy. Alex Pereira, this guy, like 2.5 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago, made his debut, and he's main evented 4 pay-per-views, including UFC 300, 2 Madison Square Garden pay-per-views. It's just unbelievable, man. He's 9-2 his MMA career. This is his 12th MMA fight. It's just unbelievable. This guy does, and this guy is just his career is just it's like a movie. Like I'm waiting for the movie to be made of this guy. Someone's got to do a movie about Alex Pereira, about his journey, his career. I mean, they have to. Heck, someone could do a comic or an anime, manga, or comic about Alex Pereira. Any story about being from the Velas or the jungle, going to the Velas, and then being alcoholic, but then overcoming that and going out there and becoming a kickboxing world champion, two weight class champion, Glory, which I think he was the first one, thing with UFC, and becoming a division 2 weight classes. Now maybe been the biggest card in UFC history at this point. It's unbelievable, man. And Jamal, it's just crazy, man. Now Jamal Hill, if Jamal Hill was healthy, this would be a much more competitive fight to where Jamal Hill can legitimately knock out Alex Pereira. But the problem is he's coming off a devastating Achilles injury less than a year after he tore it. Like, I think Jamal Hill was trying to come back a little bit later in the year, like somewhere in the summer. The problem is, but he's coming back in the spring and in April, less than a year after tearing it. Now, I understand that he probably thinks, well, I'm fine. Take it. Yeah, I'll take it. And plus, who turns down a chance to main event UFC 300? But just the fact that his leg is just, I don't know what condition with Jamal Hill we're going to see. That's such a devastating injury. Well, it's one of the worst injuries you can get is Achilles in all sports, MMA, basketball, especially football. It's just a fucking awful injury. I mean, every time I have pain near my Achilles, I get nervous, or my calves, like, oh fuck. I've never torn it, thankfully, but still, it's like I don't want to experience that. Like that's something where if I do get a nerve massage, I definitely like to, or massage in general, because I've only had one in my life. But I would like to I want to tell them like please massage my calves and stuff. For that reason, I don't know if that I don't know. Maybe getting massage doesn't help at all. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would think anyway. Yeah, Jamal Hill, that was come off an awful injury, and he just he's just coming back too soon. I'm sorry. And plus another thing about Jamal Hill, Lucas Tracy pointed this out, and he's right. Jamal Hill leaves himself wide open with left hooks. He is all his fights. He likes to overstand his right, or when he does punches, he lunges, overstands himself. And sometimes when he does a left, he'll put his right hand down, which leaves himself open to get hit with a left hook. And what's Alex Pereira's main punch that he's known for, that he's famous for? Left hooks. I mean, I don't think Jamal Hill's had enough time to work on that, clean that up, considering he spent a lot of his time recovering, to rehab and stuff, getting better from the Achilles. I just think he's had enough time to fix that. I really don't think so. The fact that he's come up with a devastating Achilles injury, rushed back too soon, with Alex Pereira, who may be one of the best low kickers, calf kickers in MMA currently, especially in heavier weight classes, is going to go out there and just chop that leg of his. Even if it's not the one is injured, still, he's going to chop that other leg up, and that leg's going to get fucked up, hardens movement, which makes him susceptible to getting hit with punches from Alex Pereira. Also, Alex Pereira does throw knees at times, too. Like his first victory in the UFC, he threw like a flying knee and knocked the dude out. So who knows? Maybe if Jamal Hill's stationary, he might throw that. Alex Pereira's done a good job of when he's on the ground getting up. Especially against Jan Blachowicz, he did a very good job. His grappling defense, so he was able to get up. He survived despite Jan Blachowicz trying to go for submissions. He survived Jan Blachowicz. I think the second round he got up from a takedown from Blachowicz before when Blachowicz started to get tired because of the whole Salt Lake City aspect and altitude. And then Bruno Silva, he took him down, but Alex Pereira was able to not allow Bruno Silva to do any damage to him. I think he even got up several times, if I'm mistaken. So yeah, he's getting better in his submission, his grappling, his wrestling defense, and getting up in bomb position. So even then, Jamal Hill can't use that to his advantage. I know Jamal Hill's talking about he wants to strike with him and stuff, but even if he was healthy, it's just a bad move. Jamal Hill leaves himself way too open to getting hit with left hooks so much. Alex Pereira has probably the best left hook in all of MMA, maybe MMA history, and he's just gonna get caught by it badly in the first or second round or third. I think it's gonna be one of those two, during those 3 rounds, he's gonna caught with the left hook, hurt badly, and then he's gonna be beaten up. He's gonna be freaking. Then Perry's gonna tee off on him, hurt him badly, just beat him with some punches and finish him via KO or TKO in our rounds 1, 2, or 3, somewhere in those 3 rounds. I think Alex Pereira's calf kicks, leg kicks are gonna go out there and devastate Jamal Hill, especially if it's the leg with the torn Achilles, or especially he's coming back so soon. So he's still more stationary. And he's gonna get hit. Jamal Hill might throw a counter or throw a strike where he's gonna basically leave himself open and get hit with a left hook, and then he's gonna get hurt badly and then finished. That's what I expect. I'll be surprised if Jamal Hill wins. And look, I know Jamal Hill is he's very passionate, very he believes in himself. He's very passionate about his career, obviously. He is kind of salty, Jamal Hill. And I like Jamal Hill personally. I like the YouTube channel. Like, he seems like a cool guy. He's the type of dude I like to interview with. I feel like that's the type of guy I get along with. As a person, I like Jamal Hill. I really do. It sucks. I like Jamal Hill win and get the belt back. I just don't see it. I like Alex Pereira too. I'm a fan of both guys. I am. I am, but at the same time, I just think Alex is gonna win. I just think he's just better, and just the circumstances favor Alex Pereira. I just don't see Jamal Hill winning. I just think it's too soon for him after that devastating Achilles injury. Actually, I want to check the odds real quick. Alex Pereira minus 135 favorite. Jamal Hill plus 114. This is just on UFC.com. But yeah, that's my UFC 300 preview and breakdown. But let me make sure I get it correctly. I want to check my I got my predictions are Figueiredo, Jim Miller, Jessica Andrade, Reynaldo Moicano, Diego Lopez, Kayla Harrison, Aljamain Sterling, Yuri Proska, Bo Nico, Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, Zhang Wei Li, and Alex Pereira. Those are the guys who I got. Those are guys and girls I got winning their fights. Like I said, no betting advice. Don't take it. This is not betting advice. I don't give it out. I'm just giving my predictions. I'm just giving out what I believe is going to happen. I'm just some guy, videos, giving my predictions. Sometimes a lot of times I'm right. Sometimes I'm wrong. My track record is pretty solid for the most part. But sometimes I get things wrong. We all get things wrong. No one's perfect. I don't care how good. I don't care how good you are as a YouTube content creator, especially predicting mixed martial arts, the most unpredictable sport in the world. We tend to get things wrong. That's just how it is. That's just how it is in MMA, YouTube, or make social online content. because not just YouTube, also Rumble, etc. So yeah, sorry, I was just checking out something in the computer, try and see if there's anything else I want to cover real quick before I end the video. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching, listening to us on the audio platforms, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, etc., our radio, Amazon Podcasts, and also watching, listening to us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, etc., all the platforms. We love and thank you guys because without you guys, this channel's nothing. I'm nothing. I'm nothing without you guys. This channel's nothing. So me and my dad, Dan, Chris, Heel, everybody, Caputo, everyone that does the channel, whether it be wrestling, Yankees, Knicks, Rangers, which by the way, Rangers going to playoffs. Yankees, I mean, I'm wearing the Yankee hat for a reason because Yankees are doing well. But also, UFC, we appreciate you guys because the channel's nothing without you guys. You guys make this channel what it is. So we thank you all for the love, support you guys give us. Thank you. I'm more likely gonna do a 300 stream. Unfortunately, they got me working that Saturday on this Saturday, but I might be able. But I think I might be able to change my schedule, thankfully, and be off and be able to do a live watch one with you guys because I do want to do it. I legit do. I don't want to miss this card. This is UFC 3 fucking 100. This is the biggest card in UFC history, MMA history. I do not want to miss it at all. I do not. So I'm gonna try to change my schedule. Switch shifts with somebody, which I'm probably more likely gonna be able to do. So I'll be able to do the live watch on with you guys. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, listening. Hopefully, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know who you think's gonna win. Why? What are you looking forward to the most? And what are some of your UFC memories, like your favorite memories in the past all years watching UFC? Like favorite fights, favorite fighters, favorite moments. I'd like to know. See let me know in the comment section, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, etc. I appreciate the love, support. I'll see you guys next time. I'm pretty sure I will more likely see you guys Saturday. So Austin. So peace. Have a good night. Good day. And let's go. UFC 300 this Saturday, man. Hopefully, it be Dan come along, my dad briefly come in, Chris, everyone, everyone's invited to come if you want to watch UFC 300 with me. Well, in terms of the people in the panel, yeah, that's what I mean. People, other panelists and stuff, they want to come, they can come. I mean, it's a big deal. So they want to join on, they can hop on. That's what I'm trying to say. We'll see, but I'm definitely gonna be here. Anyway, have a good day, good night. I'll see you guys later, and peace.